Hello everyone, it's me, Eclectic White Witch. I'm going to be off camera today. It's already been a month since I've last did an update video for my book, and I've already added so much more to this. I really wanted to show you guys what I've done with it. You know, I want you guys to see what I do with my book along my journey, and I wanted to show you guys and get your feedback, and maybe it'll inspire some of you guys for some ideas or whatever. So I'm holding the camera this way today because I had some complaints with a few of my videos that's always been the other way and y'all couldn't see, so I'm hoping this is better. I'm sorry if the camera's not as stable. When I do hold it the other way, it does not move as much, but I'm just gonna do my best. So I'm only going to be showing you guys what's new that I put in here. If you want to see, you know, more pages that I've done in my book, I do have other videos for that, but I'm only going to be showing you guys what's new. So I'm not going to be showing you any of the old stuff. So I'm going to go on ahead. Look how thick this is getting. Like, it's incredible to me. Okay. Alright. Put a piece of mail to keep my place. Okay, so the last page that I've ever showed you guys with my book that I saw on my channel was this page. It was the section with demonology, and I had these sigils and runes flip outs with it, and I decided right next to that I wanted to put a section of the witching hour. I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it would be a great transition piece to the next thing I was putting in here. So I have a page on the witching hour and a few more cutouts. Okay, and then I have some information on astral projection and travel and out-of-body experiences. It is one of my abilities, so I wanted to put that in there. And another flip open book thing. So I have information on that, and yes, I did drew everything. And then these are different techniques and methods when you're wanting to astral project. I know people have trouble with it, so I wanted to add some methods that I thought would be best. So I'm just going to flip through that. So what it looks like. But may I remind you, there's many different ways to achieve astral projection, so what works for you may not work with someone else, so just keep that in mind. And literally 2 days ago, I finally added sigil craft in here. I've knew how to, you know, I've been working with sigils for quite some time now, and I've never actually put it in my book, so I'm finally happy I got that over with. So I have about sigil creation, because I do make my own, so I have steps on how to do that, but as with everything in magic, there's more than one way to do it, so I decided to add these are like illustrations of the steps, 2 different methods with sigil work, so I wanted to put those in there on the side. And then this is a section on sigil activation. So after you create it, this is what you do. This is a simple fire activation ritual for the sigil, so I added that because it's the most basic one, so I wanted to keep that in there. But I also added other rituals to activating sigils. So if you wanted a different method to experiment and stuff, I added 3 different ways, and then over here I added some sigils that I liked. Now that's all for this portion of the book, but remember that mini book I have, I did add quite a bit to it. Like, for one, these mini letters weren't there before, but that's not what's new. Well, for one, I decided to finally add something on that lined paper. I didn't do it for the other previous ones, only right next to this page with the moon facts and the little diagrams and cutouts that I had. I decided to put right next to the moon facts some facts on water and moon worship through history and different cultures and stuff, so I decided to add that in there. So that's what just felt right to me, so that's what I did. And I'm going to look for the next... Okay, so this is also what's new. That beautiful painting that I did of my sacred place, the beach, I decided to take some dragon's blood ink, I really wanted to use it, and decided to put it right next to my painting about why the beach is my sacred place and what it means to me and yada yada yada. So that's what I did. And then also in dragon's blood ink, basically, if you see any red ink, it's my dragon's blood ink. But added the runic alphabet, and then this is ascending. Oh my gosh, why is it not focusing? Okay, sorry about that. Sending healing energies to a friend. I have that, and I also wrote it in runes as well. And then this may be a little controversial for some pagans, but I'm eclectic. I'm an eclectic witch. I have the Lord's Prayer in here. This is basically using the Lord's Prayer to stimulate and activate and balance the energy conduits throughout your body, which is basically your chakras. So I have a diagram on that, and then how to do that through meditation. This is a little diagram of the anatomical points from your chakras along the streamline of your body, so I have that. And then this is a terrible, terrible painting of a dragon, but it was my best attempt, so going with it. But as the painting shows, this is a whole section on dragon guardian spirits and totem guides and all that stuff. So this is all about dragons, because I am into draconic witchcraft. I recently got in touch with my dragon guide, so I wanted a whole section of that on here. So I have information on dragons, and then how to find your dragon guardian. So this is information on the different types of elemental dragons. So I have that. I'm just flipping through them. And then the chaos dragon. And then dragon color meaning, so all the different colors of dragons and what that represents. And then when you're actually seriously into draconic practice, this is the different titles and phases and systems of ranking up towards that. So I wanted that in here. Then after all that dragon information, I decided to add some regular witchy stuff. So eventually I plan on having a witch's garden. So this is like my little list I've made of all the herbs. I basically cover like everything, I think, for a practice. So I put that to the side so that I can go back to that later. But it pretty much covers everything. So I was like, that's perfect. And then I also have flower color meanings off to the side. And then some more runes and sigils right here. And then I decided to add information I can go back to with anything. So I added some candle magic omens, what the flame it means if your candles, if you're doing spells or rituals or cleansings or anything. I decided to put a whole page of that in here. So the flame meanings and all that stuff. And then I also have, this is a brief overview of using the lunar phases for spells. I do have a whole section, an in-depth section of that earlier in my book, but I wanted something I could just glance over and be like, okay, so, I can just go back too fast without reading all of that, so I put that right next to that. And then I add the magical days of the week, finally. So I have, the day of the week, it's planetary, corresponds in its colors and its intent for that day, so all that. And then after that, there's no more on these pages yet, but towards the very back, okay, so this is also what's new. I know, I've done so much in a month, right? Okay, goodness. I decided to add a really good memory. I felt inspired by my spirit guide to do this. I decided to put the very end of my mini book. This is basically some photos that meant very, very, very much to me. It's basically one of my precious childhood memories ever. I decided to put it in here so if I needed to refer back to it in meditation, like if I need to be in a good mood and ground very fast and need a good memory to get there, I decided to put that in here, and I have a little description of that. And then I use more of the letters. And then I decided to actually add some additional pages here. This was actually a leftover, like you can see, yeah. This was actually left over from a previous Book of Shadows. This little, like, all the pages are still sewn together. This is all that was left of that Book of Shadows, as you can tell. And I decided to super glue it in here into place, and then I could still use it as like another mini book. And I decided to put it right behind this, so any additional pages would just be behind this, so it won't make these pages all ugly. And it's working out very nicely. It still closes fine, and I decided to put some song lyrics here so I can also use that for my practice or try to get in the good mood for meditation stuff. So I put that right next to the pictures. So I have a song here and a song here, and then the songs also hides the spells. So I'm going to keep spells in here, like fast spells that I can just refer back to for anything. So I only have 3 at the moment, but I'm obviously planning on putting more. I actually have a huge stack of paper, like about this thick or more, in my room that I'm still transferring information into this book. So I still have to fill all these pages, and then, you know, these pages, and then more of the spells. So that's what I'm still yet to do, but that's what's new. And I have one more thing to show you guys. If you're wondering what this is candle wax for my last circle casting, but I figured, you know what, I'm not going to try to take it off because it just means my book is worn and used and it gives it character, so whatever. But I finally decided what I was going to do with this part of the book. You know, this is the very back of it, and I decided to finally put something in between here, and I finally decided to put this is my family tree. So I decided to put my family tree to honor my ancestors in my Book of Shadows. I felt like it was a really great idea, and I highly suggest others to do it. I think it's great. You know, this is not a big family tree, obviously, but you know, if you want to call upon any of your family, or you know, once they pass away or anything, you could definitely refer back to it, and then just to even see, you know, your family and see where you come from, and you know, maybe maybe you could do some type of divination later and ask questions like, where did I get this gift from? And then, you know, just I really feel like it was a great idea, and I highly suggest other people to try it. It really makes your book personal, and you can utilize it, and I love it. You know, I just took out all the pictures and cut their heads, and I used acrylic paint to draw correspondences and stuff like that. So that's it for all the new stuff in my book. I've also been doing a lot more in my practice, but I don't want this video to be too long, so that's it for my Grimoire Book Shadows update. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once I start putting even more into this book, I'll let you guys know, but right now, this book is getting there, so I'm very pleased. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your feedback. Blessed be in love and light.